I caught on to it when I started paying attention to him after the pick me stuff. Like, you act really weird,
Did
sir.
it
And it's
take?
like, you seem to do this a lot.
Well, he has a drama once a year. Hold on. Sorry for delayed in mid conversation. I should do this about an hour ago, but officially, it's someone has to get drunk and go to a Christmas party. But it's that time of year.
I'll be back and even more drunk. I'm already too. It's 3 p.m. I'm finishing my second drink.
So, what we are talking about is this current, a lot amongst other news, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I found apparently the maybe normal, right? You need to look at that upper echelon dead internet theory, which is true.
Dead internet. I mean, I've heard about it for about 2 years, but but population on. I had issues with that
It's
one statement you
basically the
made.
idea there's more marketing bots than actual people interacting.
Yeah, the interactions you have online are fake. It's all bots. Well,
Because, like Blue Sky, we discussed with Blue Sky. Blue Sky is real, but
but
it's
is it bots?
very narrow.
Well, the
But
thing
the
was, go ahead. Well,
so Twitter has more bots than it has actual users.
that's
Does that
kind
make
of
sense?
depressing. Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Because that's why the initial invite to Blue Sky was invite only.
Makes sense. Yeah. Well, with Blue Sky, I feel like the thing with Reddit, I feel like I made a miscalculation the last time we talked because I thought, was it yesterday we talked? I thought Blue Sky might actually have work, but because Reddit works. But the thing with Reddit is that it works because it's a bunch of, well, everyone agrees, it's a bunch of like separate communities that agree, but with slightly different perspectives. But you have terminally online leftists, hundreds,
Yeah.
thousands, millions of them in the same place. They're just going to continuously purity spiral, and if until eventually people get banned or whatever. Because like
Yeah.
you saw that report about Blue Sky handling like the most
Oh
reports
yeah,
they've ever
no, it
had.
has the most degenerate communities in the fucking world.
Yeah, it's like that's just going to continue because eventually someone's going to say something that's going to
Apparently,
trigger
you see
everyone.
Mastodon and Tribal, and I see Threads is supposed to be a thing too, but that's largely
That's
like,
fucking died.
but like these people, but Blue Sky, like the idea is it goes with, I would say, a lot of these spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I've always said Blue Sky was weird in the first place. Like that dead internet theory, like they want to keep bots out. It's like even my Twitter account, like I don't follow
I disagree
anybody.
because I
I
think
follow like just because I follow people, you
Mhm.
all have these weird bots, and you can just spot them from a mile away.
you know what I love. Click on a critical drinker video and see the first comment, which is some woman's ass, and it says real critical drinker fans will click here.
Yeah,
Wait,
no,
the bots a mile away.
the greatest part is YouTube has them too.
Yeah.
YouTube is better about them now. Like, but no, seriously, the internet there's whole thing, but
I think it's been real for a while, but
it's been around a while.
Because like Mr. Medica, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember he said like over 10 years ago, the internet. He predicted this. Like the internet isn't gonna die in a giant explosion. It's just gonna be a bunch of gay retarded bots trying to sell you Toyotas.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's
well,
basically
retarded bots trying to sell
apparently,
you
by the
porn.
way, and this could lead into with Medicare.
Mhm.
Apparently, the current allegations, if this is true, is he was part of the Kraut T server. Dev was part of that, and he was the one trying to go after the Sweetie Squad and a bunch of others.
Okay, you're gonna need to tell me
I
that
don't
again.
know the lore of
You
the
said
Sweetie
Mr. Medica was part of the server.
No, Mr. Medica, Dev was.
Okay, because I watched all of Mr.
Because
Medica's videos.
apparently Dev would cooperate with a lot of people, like, and they were like, well, they tried to go after. I do briefly remember the whole Sargon, what is it? Sargon
The
Sweetie
Suit Tail?
Squad,
Yeah.
a little bit, but I don't really know the full
groomer
lore.
behavior. Like, you fucked up with that one. I bet he paid the price.
Sargon, or was it Medicare?
Sargon said that you like
I don't remember that whole lore.
So Sargon and Medica got into a fight. I can't remember how or why. But the thing he said was like your boomer, your groomer or something. Like he didn't call him a groomer. He did that autistic thing where he went in like a circle. Went not saying your groomer, but these are very groomerish behaviors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like sparked a thing, which, to be honest, deserved. I think that's kind of
Well, yeah, Sargon of 2016 was very different than the Sargon now.
Yes, extremely.
Like, I mean, I
Completely different man.
I have been around like long enough to know people have been weird for years. The section, like, it has amazed me that Dev in the last. It's not that I'm anti-Dev. Like, Dev needs to have a reckoning at some point.
To be honest,
Like, I am so
might.
shocked that he's made it, because if he was part of the T and Kraut, I remember that. And I'm thinking back because Aiden laid out full details.
Well, because like if you remember the Kraut and T server, like Kraut, well before even,
I never
well,
knew
maybe
much
during
about
this, I heard about it from Medica's video, which goes in the like 3-part series, which goes into the details. And V's recent stream, which is called Academics Please Respond, is like a direct reference to that server. So the point, how was I going with this?
So, and what's funny about it is, right, is if Dev was there and then he's trying to say, oh, I'm just friends with Arch and Sargon, like, you don't have these people in your circle. Because for
anyone who doesn't know, that server, sole intention was to railroad and kick right wingers off the platform.
Yes.
And there was like a whole giant scheme to like Scout made it like a whole document about how to bait right wingers into making fights, because at this time everybody was like concerned about the alt-right 24/7.
Well, yeah, this was the other, which this is just a lot. It's a lot to unpack. And like, he accuses whatever Dev accuses anybody else of, he probably does himself.
100%.
And this is why, like, I said it on my stream the other day. Like, I am so shocked when every time I hear Dev is based, like, my opinion on Dev really soured about when I found out what happened he did to Uzulu. And Arch just basically backburnered him.
Yeah, I still need to look at that up. I don't.
Like, I can send that to you. It's the video that
I think you did. I just
Dev is a cut. It's on Uzulu's Rumble about Dev is a cuck, basically. And it has where Aiden, that was, and now, according to Aiden, that was the video, the stream where she used to get more drug. And basically it was like 8 hour. It's like an 8-hour stream.
Yeah, Gal can't handle her beer.
And she basically was asking both Scrump and Uzulu about that. Now, I was re-listening to, it's like 4-hour videos, and I have to pay attention to one. And this is probably going to be multi-parts, because a lot of this is what's happening with Dev. It's bad when you know some of the history behind it. Like, when you know the actual stuff. And it's worse because it's like all the dots start connecting to another. How are you, Ruby King? But
like that's why I asked in like our recent chat, was he part of that server? Because after his recent behavior, I'm starting to doubt him. And if he was, really all the dots connect, and well, he's fucked.
Oh, if they connect, you already got a call from Arch's community to ban him or get rid of him.
I mean, you saw that election stream. Everyone's just telling him to go fuck off. Because what are you doing here? Like, that's another thing Dev likes to do. It's just assert that he's here. It's like so fucking annoying.
That's good, Ruby King. Let's see. You're about to find out. See, this is funny. Go follow up, because this is short fat. See, what's funny is if you'll please never learn that you never learn of who Short Fat Otaku is. Like, the guy wants. See, okay, if this is true, half of it about him being in the T and like, what's funny is now I kind of know why Three Arrows disappeared from the internet as well. Like, he supposedly conspired with the T. So, okay, according to Aiden, he conspired with the T and Kraut and T server, and as well as with Three Arrows to record her out of place.
Mm-hmm. I only listened to the beginning where she explained that she was being taken out of context. I don't know the rest of that.
Now, if this sounds layered like an onion, it is layered like an onion for a goddamn reason. Because this is a lot of stuff going on. Like, there's a lot of stuff with Dev's drama that you don't know it. You know it if you know it.
Yeah.
The problem is once you start looking at a lot of this,
the behavior checks out. He actually is a sneaky communist.
Weirdly enough.
I mean, this is why I say I think that he just maybe suffers from. Dev is either bad faith, retarded, or has some kind of mental disability. Because it's just like he'll say the most insane stuff, and it's like he just can't read the room.
I don't think it used to think it was naivety, but
I mean, at the beginning, like with the Pippa stuff, I was trying to explain to him, no, you don't understand. But now it's like, no, I just think you're a bad faith retard. That's just it. I just think you're a bad faith person. Because like he constantly likes to play this game where you'll say something fucking retarded, well, and then turn around and go, like with the fireman example, he'll say something fucking retarded.
That's just this year.
Yeah, that's just this year.
That's just this year.
You'll be
Kershey thing. The Kershey thing goes a long way, but the Kersh stream, because a lot of people, it's not that art. And see, a lot of people who I work with or I do stuff on YouTube with, I will actually follow and watch their content. So I know what they're saying and what they're doing. And the thing about it is...
I didn't hear you. My internet cut out.
Wow. No, unlike a lot of YouTubers, they don't follow what other content creators do that they work with. You need to do that, or else you get entrapped in stuff. And it's the same issue Ruby would have it with. That's why I dislike Comicscape. Dev has been around so many circles. Now, Three Arrows does make decent documentaries, but who knew he was a bastard bitch trying to get Aiden Paladin to... They were joking about Aiden's relatives dying. That is... And if Dev had anything to do with that... This is why I have been so shocked over the years. No one has been able to pinpoint. When you've been in the communities long enough that... See, Ruby, this is the weird part. Me and Smug have been around a while. When you start piecing together these events...
Like, we're old men talking about war stories, about things we saw long ago. Like, at this point, every single thing is like, I hear is like, oh, that happened 10 years ago. It makes sense.
A lot of it makes sense.
It's like
the funny thing is, Kraut and T has just a server channel where he reads Reddit.
I mean, his existence is just fucking insane to me. That dude... Yeah, that dude was like... You saw what he did, all the stuff he did, and like people wrote it off as just like a gay op, which was like the first sign of, okay, you're just lying.
And and if you go back far enough, right?
He ran 2 people off the internet.
He ran like all these people used to be like Dev wants to be part of like I want to be like BreadTube, but as I said,
you saw teaching cook. I was like,
so
that's my
so Uzalu's theory goes that it's the same thing I've said, and once Uzalu said it, not that it clicked into place, but a lot of people we know it, and a lot of this crash out has been happening outside of basically the circles he runs in. And it's getting into the Archcast stuff. And to be fair, even with the election stuff recently, like you can just look at him being like this way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still say he voted for Trudeau twice. Like, he's lied about it.
Okay, well, I'll be fair. The second time, apparently everybody did because the Conservative Party, the Conservative Party lost to that meme of a person. So
In Canada, yeah.
Something was happening, and it was partly their fault. A lot of it was their fault, in fact. If you're losing to fucking Trudeau.
But this whole thing of now, I'm not going to go into it. Apparently, Lilith's lore is a lot worse.
I've seen a lot of memes about.
Apparently that's the
Thailand.
origin. When you know the origin of Lilith Lovitz, outside the fact that she spawned out of, I say she because she tries to transition and pass, but
Can I be transphobic on this podcast?
not transphobic. You can be honest. She's more non-binary. Supposedly she doesn't take hormones now because they make her sick. So who knows?
Spectacular.
So you gotta understand, that was one of Dev's best closest friends. Like, I remember the time
And apparently,
when he tried to break away and counter Sargon's what was right wing, and got a bunch of gay people, non-binary people.
Oh, two things about that. Firstly,
to counteract the Lotus Eaters and the right wing.
when you tried to counteract, was Lotus Eaters even a thing?
No, I don't think Lotus Eaters was, but
Okay.
it was like Sargon was trying something.
Are you trying to tell me he couldn't even beat Punish Sargon?
I have to go back.
He lost everything?
The problem is a lot of what Dev did. Dev deleted a lot of his streams at some point. A lot of us only remember this because this was happening.
Generally, are you trying to tell me he couldn't even beat Sargon when he had nothing? You remember when Sargon literally had nothing going for him?
No. What are you talking about when it was Sargon Akkad Daily?
No, there was a point in time where he had lost his Patreon, lost almost all his supporters because he was fighting with the alt-right. He lost so much.
Which era was this? Because this wasn't when he ran for office, right?
I think this was after he ran for office, and people just they brought up that I wouldn't even argue clip. Which I mean, look, how's that offensive? Come on.
So basically, the original Sargon channel was Sargon of Akkad.
Yes.
Then he started Akkad Daily, where I think that's when he got famous when he did what was it? This Week in Stupid.
Yeah, and he did Every Culture is Beautiful. that was a great series.
Yes. And then you had Dev and others who would formulate. So it's really funny, a lot of Dev lore, when you look at it, he actively participates in his own Kiwi farm thread.
Yeah, I heard. I remember
this is the whole thing. I'll maybe have to link it down because a lot of people, the only reason I'm going to talk about it is because, look, I have been a huge advocate for. There's a lot of people who are truer Arch fans and been around a while.
Mm-hmm.
They won't watch if Dev's there. I'll still watch if Dev is there. Because modern people don't like watching when Dev is there.
Yeah, it's for instance, I don't want. Okay, maybe this is a really hot take, but I don't watch Nerdotics podcast, whatever it is, unless Fringy is there because Mola never replies to anything. Unless he has,
it's kind of the thing about Dev, right? A lot of these stories about Dev and participating in other communities, because a lot of us could pick up in the space that he wanted to be a bread tuber, but he couldn't cut it at it.
Was it that he couldn't? Well, actually, no. You probably know more than me. Is it literally that he couldn't cut it? Because I think it was that. Because from what I get, he saw what happened to TJ Kirk. He was like, "Oh, okay, this isn't gonna work out."
Well, I'm sorry. Apparently, actual fandom has tried to spiral out for him. He wants to be both. He said two of his, even though Dane looks like. I love it when everyone calls him a Diet Vosh.
I mean, he does look like Diet Vosh, dude.
Yes!
I mean, look, nobody in this
Bush
space,
without the degeneracy, basically.
without the degeneracy. I've seen this man defend pedophilia how many fucking times? What do you mean?
Oh
Don't
no!
whitewash him.
But actually, what's funny is Dane did actually talk to T.J. Kirk, not T.J. Kirk, but Amazing Atheist, and Amazing Atheist was got famous for shoving a banana up his bum.
Actually, that reminds me, Bob. Actually,
Got worse.
Bob actually talked to JXE back in the day and was actually rational.
Yes, he
How was
did.
that?
That's the funny part. I remember that showing that. And I showed that when I covered like covering with Gray. And the funny part about that is he sounded more coherent pre his divorce.
Yeah.
Even post, and he was normal back then. Oh yeah, no, this is how you tell like stuff. But like with Dev's recent meltdowns, like supposedly, just focus on this. If you go off Aiden Paladin's, he tried to. Okay, so what was weird is when I was following we were both following the tweet chain that I sent you.
Somewhat. I was kind of.
So you were at least busy, so I'll recap.
Yeah, recap.
It's literally where he said, "I'm going to talk to Aiden and get him on a stream," and then he chickened out at the last minute.
I would like to interject just between that. For about like 2 years now, Aiden has been trying to apologize and make up with Dev, and every time she has, Dev has just been shitting on her constantly in public. So that's
been since the Cabal like a Dev cuck stream, basically. That little bit. That's actually what compromised her.
You're gonna need to be specific because
it was right after Uzulu was kicked out for the
like I said, I don't know who Uzulu is, so I don't.
Okay. So if you don't know who Uzulu, there's like, so initially in Arch's inner circle, it was Sargon V, Rags, Arch Sargon V, Rags, Dev, and Uzulu. Uzulu got banned off of YouTube because he flew too close to the sun.
How right wing was he?
He was doing the conspiracy theories are very much the case. Back in YouTube, TOS was not very much a fan of it.
So was he like delivering spoilers, like
basically yes? Even though he was proven right, but he also had a lot of people. He was one of the weaker people in the chain around Sargon that they could get banned.
Okay, there we go.
And then it's a surprising V survived.
I am generally surprised at that.
He survived at least one attack. He changed his stuff. Dev apparently, and a lot of this is going back. If you think about even if a fourth of these claims coming out now, because Aiden is not going to talk about this again.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because it hurts her emotionally to talk about it.
Don't blame her.
This is that moment of if you don't either download it or something, it's going to get pigeonholed. Because, and the whole thing is there's already calls to do it. Like Arch didn't even understand the whole ban and kick Dev thing. Now, Arch is also not wanting to throw him underneath the bus. And I understand why.
Yeah.
Arch has been canceled before. It's like I was going to talk about the Adam something video. It's like, well, Adam, and the whole thing with Arch Warhammer in a nutshell, right, is some intern from GW got it up a hair up their ass to say that GW copyrighted his name. Arch gave in, changed it, and that's why he's called Arch now.
Wait, what's his original name?
His name was Arch Warhammer.
No, his original name. You said they copyrighted his name.
His original channel name was Arch Warhammer.
What changed? He's still called Arch Warhammer.
Apparently, he's called Arch. We called him Arch for short, but his channel name was originally Arch Warhammer. Some intern from GW, which is always the marketing, basically said we own the right to Warhammer, but he could have fought it back in the day when he said you would have to literally come after every 40K channel because they use some sort of chapter master.
As that, yeah.
Some sort of.
How's that?
Like, it is literally. I have been around Arch's community a while in this section, and it's. I will never condone what GW does. Like, and the funny thing is, yes, he's been there, but the last major thing he did in the Warhammer community, and it's funny how they maintain a list of creators, and these same interns went out of their way because GW has contracts. If you talk to people who work with, there's like a blacklist of creators.
Mm-hmm.
And if you work with them, you have to cancel it working with them. Like in World of Warships, as a right example. Arch had his thrown out.
To be fair, don't a lot of companies have that? They have like their blacklist list. I know Mahoyo does, so that's my
policy. No one really knows what their relationship is with their influencers. I'm gonna be honest. No one really knows. What's funny is it's not like a negative light or positive light, but also Mihoyo treads the line of we don't give creators free primo gems. So
go fuck yourself.
You are lying. We all fucking know this. We all know. But that's a set. I've known that's the dirty little secret. I'm like, there's no way someone just gifts you pulls. So, but no, in Arch's thing, so he's been canceled broad. Like the last thing he did for the community, and he kind of avowed, is after everyone. So he knew as soon as he got marked that GW didn't want, like the Warhammer is for everyone, labeled him a Nazi kind of thing. Yeah. He knew that it was going to be bad. Well, it turned out is a lot of stuff in the left hammer community branded him as an outcast. But then there's a lot of people who are in the Warhammer community that reference him, but you can't talk about it. Okay. So Arch, circle us back around the dev, he does not want to abandon dev for no reason. But I think there's more than enough evidence now.
Yeah. Like it's just not, you can't ignore it. Dev being a giant faggot for no reason. Can I say that?
Sorry for that, but it's true. He basically, now Aiden said it's because he has a thing against women.
If you look at
that would be really funny if that's the case.
If you look at what's going on with Kirsch, I would believe it.
Women are easier.
Well, every single time there is a trans person in a situation, Dev is simping for them. But he bullies the Kettle. He bullies Kirsch. He goes after.
He bullied Keffel. No, he went to Keffel.
Didn't he defend Keffels?
Actually, no. What's funny is Lilith. Before I forget, with the lore with Lilith, she was a moderator on the do-it-yourself hormone thing that Keffel was a part of.
Holy fucking!
I will tell. That is a lore. When I found that out, I'm like,
nah, you need
Deb, you are really flirting with fire.
And you don't dump that? Nah.
Do you want to really go near that and touch that? That's yeah. This is where the circles of the internet where we have been for a long while. Like I think Ruby watches V, and it's not the first. I remember hearing in a chat with V, like Arch. Not Arch, but it was like Dev was on his own thing. Someone asked him, it's like basically Dev's Discord stirs up violence. Or
yeah, I've seen Kirsch's 2 billion page essay. Like, Jesus Christ, I get you're a woman, but try, but try to be concise. What is this? But yeah, I've seen the screenshots of all the bullshit that goes on in that server with like just people stirring up violence. It's the mod, and like dev. The problem, I guess, for those who don't know, the issue with dev is he likes to play this game where, well, I didn't explicitly say it, therefore, where he like has a very hands-off approach. But it's like in your server, there are people who are your mods starting shit, and your engagement with that. Well, you don't engage with it. You just go, well, let me restart. I'm sorry. Basically, for those who don't know, devs mods were like engaging in one of them. Dragonflight Deposits was engaging in harassment of Kirsch for like an extended period of time. I don't. It's Kirsch says it's because she didn't do a collab with one of her friends. One of well, I say her. Dragon Fat Deposits is a transformer, which explains.
Here's the thing here's the thing. She did OF. I'm going to say this because I am no fan of Lilith. She did OF for a while. She's like half Filipino.
Thailand,
she's like half Thai.
Yeah, Thailand ladyboy.
And
I don't mean that.
The thing is, she actually did some softcore stuff for a while.
Well, no, she didn't do OF. She hey, don't be rude. She was a trooper. She was
before OF.
Yeah, she was doing porn before OF.
Yes.
Look at this guy selling fake news. Fucking hell. White devil indeed.
You don't. I guarantee you do not want to Google her name. The moment you will find it. She's the type of person who is trans that tries to pass, but she sounds like the nasally.
Look, I've listened to the voice. It is the generic trans. I'm trying to. Look, let's just be real here. For some reason, it is very easy to. Not even for some reason, it is extremely easy to identify a trans person because they all do that nasally. I'm trying to do a woman voice, like Deb's Defender. What's her face? Food Shops has this.
Apparently, Food Shops deleted their channel.
Well, Ace got them mocked by Ace.
Well, and the whole thing, right, is no one really mentions that. Is mentioning that a lot of the outliers in Arch's community and Ace and a bunch of these others.
Mm-hmm.
We have literally, it's not that we still support Arch, but it's that point we're getting there that he's just gotten bad.
Well, I don't watch Arch enough to know how far he's fallen, if even, so I won't.
Arch hasn't fallen as much as he has Dev on for lulz. And it's gotten to the point where you cannot have Dev around. Like, there is legit people. Arch has to scamp over them about, they say, oh, Dev's here. Like, you cannot count. Like, I am not counting anymore it's worse since the Corey Copa tour. But they will not like
get so bullshit.
You have watched me stream Archcast before. Like,
yes,
when we talk off, you can go look at the chat and immediately tell
they do not like this man.
Who when Dev is speaking, the chat fires up and they bury him.
Because it's always some like squirmy bullshit that nobody like wants to deal with.
And it's so, but this recent was stuff with Aiden, like talking about stuff. So the streams, when I saw this go down, she first appeared on Uzulu's thing, which is on Rumble, by the way. And I'm listening through it. I'm on an hour in. And it's a lot to digest. Yes, it's a lot of talking.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently She said on a stream, to him on a stream, that he will not stop going after Scrump and Uzulu. Anyone who knows Uzulu, he won't stop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck sakes. Uzulu, I always like the idea, like kind of like go into the, but like Dev conspires with people, but it's like this. But recent drama with him, it's not the stuff with Kirsch as much as the other. The Pikami thing is just the tip of the iceberg. Like when I sent that to you, I'm like, did this really happen? Yes, it did. And I go back in. So someone in that chat called him Arch's lolcow. That is what Dev is known as outside circles.
Oh, yeah, nobody likes this guy.
Uzulu had a meme where it was a bunch of people laughing at him, and it's a bunch of creators he doesn't talk about anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then it does a close up inside Dev's head. Oh, I'm living rent free in their head, but the rest of the world is
I've
laughing
seen
at you.
I've seen a version of that which is like Dev pissed his pants. If you see that meme, it's like
Yes,
rent-free and
someone
everyone's
did that.
It's everyone
Yes.
pointing at their pants because they pissed them. Yeah, I've seen that with Dev.
Yeah, no, Lilith, as I said, Lilith has like dark lore, but now I know why her name is Dragon Fat Deposits.
And why is that?
She's into furry fart porn. Some weird bestiality, inflation.
Why are you doing this to me?
No,
What did I do to you? Is this why you invited me on a work day?
no. This is just, there's a lot of shit I know of that it's, I learn things and I'm like,
And I've been reading chat. Yeah, Ruby King Kraut is still around. He like uploads about the war or something.
Kraut and T, right? He has like
Yeah.
he has like 600,000 subs.
He just uploads about war stuff.
Well, he
It's like,
also he does like it's like weird PFF stuff, and he also reads Reddit and other things. Three Arrows. I did not know that was Three Arrows' name. Like Three Arrows, and a lot of this is coming out because not of the recent is because Aiden is doing it.
Ruby.
Aiden is doing it, and the problem is Spoon was there as well, but I've known a lot of these details over the time period, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, we both do. Well, kinda, I guess.
we do both, but it's different parts where it's like you cannot, like, I have been wondering for a long time how legitly anyone in, I'm curious how, I guess Sarjon's too busy with like Lotus Eaters.
He's actually
really,
respected in this country, believe it or not.
well, YouTube would, I've been told Pillar of Garbage has more respect than him.
Well, that's because everyone in London is left, and then, well, you might have seen the survey long ago, but it's like everyone in London is left generally, and then
I thought everyone in London was Muslim.
I mean,
I'm sorry. Okay, that's an inside joke, but
go fuck yourself. Fuck off.
Sorry, that is oh god, that is I deserve that. But you know how funny of a terrible joke that is.
I know, and it's got truth to it. But there was a survey done long ago, and it showed that everybody in London is just generally left leaning. And then
yeah, no, but we all know it's like London is now like Ontario, basically like the main city in Ontario, or Toronto, basically the city of all POCs and non-Canadians. But you know the whole thing of I'm not going to rake you over the coals of the famous Muslim mayor in your city. That's where it comes from. I was understanding that the Indians and Muslims were taking over London.
It's an interesting.
See, this is why I have the nuance. See, Smug, you gotta understand. I understand as the stupid Americans sometimes. But don't take that as offense. No, but seriously, like Lilith, and there's a bunch of others who have been around Dev. Like, the thing is, this is why, as content creators, you should watch other content creators.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, and you're like, I remember okay, let's say this. Now, see if you agree with this version I use of Dev. Dev, of course, is the 90s kid who was kind of leftist that wanted to push back against the woke right. Like, see, Ruby, I've talked about this before. That's why I understand this phenomenon.
Well, actually, before we get into that, would you consider woke white? Jesus
Who?
Christ. What do you consider woke right?
That's not a good term. I call them the Matt Walshes of the internet, the Thompsons, Jack Thompsons. But though it was actually the Democrats that fired the first shots in the culture war.
And that's what
They said it was Tipper Gore and Hillary Clinton that said Mortal Kombat and GTA, the pixelated versions were going to turn kids into street criminals.
Actually, what side was Jack Thompson on?
Jack Thompson was one of the big ones. That's why if you ever hear about him, he's a giant meme at this point. I mean, when I think of the people who are the woke right or the far right activist types, they're just as bad. Like, we all know we're going to have to fight them again. It's kind of like praise Matt Walsh for calling out what is a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he also has the world's worst anime takes and gaming. He says anime and video games shouldn't exist.
You know, the one thing I do respect about that take was that he flat out said, yeah, I don't fucking care about this. Like, people called him out for his game takes, and he just flat out said, yeah, I don't care about this shit.
Yeah, he doesn't game, so it's like,
I'm just.
But why the fuck would you say it then?
Why are you even here, dude? It's like this.
Like, now, I put that right up there, though, as the moment where I saw someone put it where it was a British guy who has so much soy in his body that had Destiny on, and he was talking with Gavin McGinnis, and then there's Destiny in the middle, and he gives this whole thing, founder of the Proud Boys, etc., right? And then he just goes on to cuck Destiny in one statement. I'm like, love or hate, like Gavin McGinnis, right? I watched him on Fox until he slowly became unhinged, and everyone wanted to distance themselves from him. Even the late night shows. And I'm like, well, that's a pretty weird take, but I'm like, that's a puritanical take of that's what I call those people who are like the woke right. They're the ones you're going to have to fight against or so. They are the people, but it's not the time to fight them yet. They don't. I even remember back when it's so funny how, like, what was it? When Matt Walsh made the video game take, every subtle person, even in the same generation, pushed back against him and said that take was dumb. Shadowversity pushed back, all these others pushed back. It's like, what the fuck?
Like I said, I respect the fact. One of the things I respect about people like him is that I say respect in quotation is that he gave his gaming takes, and the first thing he did was go when Gabe called out was go, yeah, I fucking hate video games. They're for kids, whatever.
Yeah, he did that on FNT.
He didn't even attempt.
That's the thing, right?
Rift.
That whole thing. I remember watching that FNT. I kind of watched FNT on and off, but then I like after that, the comment section was like, "Why would you have Gabe or Gavin on
and he doesn't like video games. He goes, I stopped caring about he said this very early on. He goes, I stopped caring about video games when I discovered women. I'm like, what?
Trying to piss people
Why
off.
would you bring a guy on? Like, he goes, oh, those are jokes. I'm just like, is that really a joke?
It's kind of like I guess this is if you go to Romeo's server, you'll see something I posted in the Smug
Yeah.
Rants channel, and this is kind of a thing because, like, look, you go online, people tell other people to kill themselves all the time.
No,
It's like with the Kobe, the fireman who died. Leftists will say like, "Oh, I'm just joking, bro." But it's like, you go on Twitter every single day. You talk about wanting to kill Elon Musk or Trump supporters every single fucking day. I don't think you're joking.
now I will say what's interesting, and you're in the UK. You'll have to explain this to me.
Mhm.
I do not know. I had to look up how old Uzalu is. Supposedly, Uzalu's current girlfriend. I always thought he was dating Discordia for a while.
Who?
Oh, you don't know who Discordia is?
Nope, I don't know your side. When you say Discordia, I think ponies. So yeah.
Discordia is a person who's like one of the moderators and producers, does video for a lot in Arch's community, Sargon's community.
Okay, an editor.
I thought that was actually Uzalu's wife or actual girlfriend, because apparently Moxier person, because Dev also tried to accuse him of being a pedophile and grooming her.
Oh, that was what that was about.
That was yeah. And they said he's apparently probably, I want to say Uzalu's in his 30s, potentially, or early 30s, and dating like maybe like she's barely in her 20s, and I bet there's like a 10-year age gap. Now, Uzalu, if that flies, I don't know how old Uzalu is. But from my knowledge, Uzalu has to be older.
Was it like half your age, then +7 or something?
Like, I'm not saying that's weird, but like he first talked to, because Dev then walked it back and said, no, I wasn't calling Uzalu a groomer.
Christ.
Like, and
he loves to do that so much. It's insane.
He played it off as a joke. He goes, oh, I'm joking to her.
You're a pedophile. It's a joke.
Right.
Life through allegations. It's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, no, this is actual stuff that goes on.
Wonder why people
like, you don't think this
despise
happens, but
like you saw the. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this. It just sounds like weird autistic tangents. You would have to put this into a script. Even Aiden, who works off of the script, couldn't even keep it, because all these little tangents you find out about Dev, the moment you start remotely looking into it, how has he survived this space?
Because the space has been so turbulent, I guess. I mean, it's been all over the place. Alliances coming up and then falling down in a single day or week. Like, okay, 2019, the 2014 to 2019 political era was pure cancer. Like, you must remember, like, the kill stream was really big back then. And
well, dude, I remember when FPS Russia was more whatever. That's why if you ever hear of him, he's on, well, of course, you would have thought he went to prison, but he didn't go to prison, basically.
I feel like I heard he went to prison. Okay.
I don't know. The FPS Russia guy, you know. Like, but a lot of this is like, I mean, to be fair, Arch has been able to navigate the space he has because he can not, I guess he doesn't have to deal with like the space. Like Arch has this whole thing of, he has more, This is why when people are like shocked, I deal with people like Tony. People think this is like my first rodeo with these kind of clowns. These
Oh, no,
clowns
we've
were
been
like
playing around.
Dane are like minor peanuts
I mean, we've
compared
been
to
playing
what
around with
I
these
have
types of
seen.
people for years.
Like this is why like when you understand the circles, like that's why like I was shocked when Tony embraced like Digibro in them. Everyone who knew who fucking Digibro was back
Well,
in the day.
actually, I'll be fair because back in the day, Digibro was like a really big face in the anime community. However, are you talking
Was
about
this
recent?
before or after all the shit came out about his
This
Discord
was
server?
Digibro had a Discord server.
Yep.
I forget I said anything. I hate Digibro, bro. I don't even know this, bro.
Basically, yeah, and he goes by Trixie now. Yeah,
Yeah, it
but
goes
you can
Trixie by
just
the
you can
amazing
just
Pony or something.
understand. There's a reason.
Wait,
why.
shit! Trixie's the pony's name.
Yep.
Yeah, he goes by Trixie, the Amazing Witches.
Trixie, yes, Trixie the Golden Witch is Digibro. There you go.
That's a
Yep,
My
and
Little
that
Pony
was
name.
one Tony who
Oh
Tony
my
called
God.
a fucking friend.
The guy who went on stage and went, actually, stood in front of everybody when I like lollies and I want to fuck them.
Yes, yes, that was Digibro,
I'm
and
not
that's
even
Trixie.
joking. He said
Yeah.
that at an anime convention straight up.
Yes.
And he said it on Dick Masterson's show, where he
And here's the
described
thing:
wanting the.
he's tied with Dick Masterson. He's tied with, and then you
Actually,
go by Sixth Degree.
did Dick Masterson? Did he side with Dick Masterson, or did Dick side with him?
Because he's close to Riley.
Riley, well, we know his law.
So apparently, he is roommates with Riley.
Yeah, initially, yeah, I know about this because the Ethan, the Ralph, the Gunt had a fight with them.
Oh, well,
He
apparently
stole
Ethan,
Digibro's
Ralph,
girl.
and all of them are together. They just, but this is a whole
Well,
trick.
no. They were initially together. Then some. So what happened was they were together, and then Ethan Ralph stole. I'm getting a call. 1 second.
Really? You good? He muted himself. Yeah, so there's like so many weird little things that go on, like, and this is where Dev was like talking about a lot of these controversies for the longest time, where Dev was involved or near a lot of these people by proxy at some point. It's insane, like, and if you this is of course the era of where, best way to put it, where you made fun of people like Digibro or in the space. You understood it. TJ Kirk, Amazing Atheist.
Sorry about that. Got a scam call.
Wow, you get those over there? No,
I
but
get
it's
too
kind of
many.
like, so yeah, we always get it. It's always the weird Indian guys selling us insurance.
Yep. Or Amazon. Someone is taking out £5,000 on Amazon.
No, but like,
correct it.
this is the whole thing with Dev. Dev has it, and I would love it. So if Scrump puts this into, is supposed to put all of this into a documentary,
Yeah,
but like Uzalu's like basically leave him alone. Like basically Uzalu's like, leave Dev alone, don't say anything. And it's like,
people have been protecting this faggot for too long. Like, fucking hell.
people have not put Dev. Like, I have a hard time forgiving him for what he did to Uzalu. I really cannot. I kind of knew what he did because him and Uzalu were on the outs, even back in the BTM roleplay campaign. And what's funny is, here's actually what happened, like with a Minecraft server. So there was an exploit in the Minecraft server that Uzalu deals with technology and deals with computers as a trade and a job outside of YouTube. That's what paid the bills for a long time. There was a literal backdoor into that server where he could, where CP could be backdoor downloaded into the computer of the user connected
I
to that
think
server.
I heard about that before.
And that is what he tried to tell Dave about.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got mad about it. Dave got mad, and Dave is the guy who's been around Dev for a while. So a lot of this is really interesting how this interconnects. Like, and the whole thing is he's also like, he's trying, like, I don't know if it's Aiden who said it, but like, he's trying to get, it goes along with like what Tony does, right? Tony basically said, like Tony got his enemies united against him, so Dev could look. And like Dev apparently has seen like in Cabal where a lot of his enemies are,
His
and
enemies,
like
quote unquote enemies,
and like or the people he's excommunicated.
Is this a Connor situation where he's a right winger, but he for some reason gets along better with leftists and always takes leftist sides?
I don't know.
Actually, do you know Connor? He's a Warhammer guy. He does a podcast with fucking Brianna Wu now.
I don't know. There's certain people in the Warhammer community who are.
He's
leftists.
a political guy. I think he's more on the
Well, it's kind of like Bricky. Bricky is a leftoid as well.
I like his content, but then I saw his reaction to like. Here's what happened with Bricky. It's like I was watching one of his painting streams, and someone went, "Is Bricky based?" And his reaction was, "I wouldn't say based." I was like, "Oh."
He is one. Here's the thing.
And then I saw him joking about the
Bricky is
shooting.
actually one of best friends with like. I forget the guy's name. If I look up the guy's Twitter,
If you say Cerberus, I'm a fucking.
He was the one that Arch debated, the Warhammer tourist.
Oh, that retard. Oh, yeah. Him.
He is literally best friends with him.
Who made the most racist? Whatever. Who somehow managed to outrace this a stone toss. And that's pretty. You might have seen that tweet. Where he.
Do you ever remember seeing that? The guy and Arch just schooled him.
Like I haven't actually seen the debate. I seen the beginning.
I think it's like still on Arch's channel.
3 left turns, but we got a Dragon Ball Z character in the audience. So I'll just say the meme. So Stone Toss, he made a meme about basically, you know how people constantly go about how you need to see representation. Yeah. And it has a girl seeing the Little Mermaid going representation, and then this has a back of, and then the screen below it is a bunch of black Mexican white kids watching Dragon Ball Z and getting hyped. Because it's like, and the point is very simple. Here's a character everyone from all races can connect to. Now, this guy that Arch debated, his interpretation was this insane, like, all I know is that monkeys came up, and this was like some like 5D chess move calling black people monkeys or some shit. It's like, dude, how the hell are you getting this?
And this is the pretentious liberal guy with the pencil mustache.
Because his coat was
and literally, this is a guy, he paints Warhammer. Like, painters can still be part of the hobby, right? They can
actually, here's a question: what counts as a Warhammer fan? Because I know that goes around a lot. I've seen so many times people going, "Oh, you don't have figures? Well, you're not a Warhammer fan," and that's coming from the woke side. But like, what if you?
Fair, a lot of people in the Warhammer, what we call tourists, they're just there. It's kind of like Magic had tourists for a while. They don't care about the setting.
Well, what about? Okay, you're a complete tourist at that point.
You don't care about the setting. Like, you can be into Warhammer, not play the game, but you can dig the lore. Like Ricada does a little bit of painting, but he reads the lore.
Yeah, like I don't paint much, but because my hands. I have severe ADHD. I can't focus. For shit.
Here's my thing.
But I buy tons of books.
I have to, because when I played, I kind of like half farmed out my painting to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I mean that's not. I guess some people can have opinions about that, but it's like for me, I don't have the.
I don't have the hand-eye coordination for it.
Same. I mean, I know some people are going to feel a certain way about that, but it's like, I can't do that. I don't have
No,
that
my
precision.
I'll be the first to admit my manual dexterity sucks ass. Like I have big hands, but like right now with it being cold, like I feel the arthritis in my fingers.
We're getting old.
It's cold. It's that point of where it's kind of even like, yeah, I have a strong grip, right? But
Mhm.
the thing about it is certain stuff just
Ooh, I'm
doesn't.
gonna need to dip out for a second because the Christmas party and basically there was a massive storm in my area, so all the trains are down. So I need to know if I'm gonna have to order a taxi or not,
You
or if
dip
the
out.
trains are finally
You
repaired.
dip out for a bit, and then
Yeah, give me like 5 minutes. I'll just mute myself.
or you just be there and mute yourself for a second.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Did you do the whole thing, kick you from the stream because you're bad? Sorry, it's a little movie perk reference. Cause nah, but this whole thing with Dev, like I was listening to a bunch of it. Like if you look at his channel, like he's not talking about this drama. It's staying the furthest from it. Because the one is in reference where she talks about it. It's called The Day of the Rake. That's on hers with Spoon. Basically. Show this people. This is like a real thing. Like this is more realer than people give credit. Where when you look at people stream, because Day of the Rake is here. Sorry. So just present this. Yeah, no, this has been going down for like, I'll be honest, like this shit's been going down for close to, I'll be honest, like shit. Like we've known about a lot of stuff with Dev for like firm like 2 years, if not multiple. I have to ask. Wait till he gets back. But this is the Aiden stream here. Of course, this was like 3 days ago here. I mean, Uzalu's community, right? Here's a meme where he peed his pants. I had that paused right there. Like, this is the thing. It's that meme. You don't see the chat because Uzalu basically. And if you look in the image, it's Aiden, a bunch of other people who were there. Yeah, this is the one. But bear in mind, it's a. Trying to track this stuff down is always hard. But. But this is the one here. Can't hear it, but
Yeah, but this is basically Uzulu saying that he doesn't want it dealt with. So a lot of stuff here. Well, this is actually the North Korea thing, but he goes through it. But this part's like the first hour, 2 hours. Day of the Rake is where she tossed about it here, but there is a whole another like, sorry, breathing, farting, cold, and other things. But like this, like right here, is where Aiden talks about it. And of course, Spoon's here. There's a lot of details here. But she is actually, by trade, a statistician and psychologist. Let me see. But like Pippa, right? You know, the Pippa thing too, I had to track this down. Because a lot of this is just, it doesn't look good for Dev. And to be fair, Uzulu's on Rumble now. Like, he's been behind it. That is, Squirrel is somebody else. Oh, the chipmunk, I forget. That's Lady Di. Her name is Lady Di. A weirdo herself, but and I have to. So yeah, like here. But yeah, so let's like here. Uzulu's content goes pretty far. But it's only a portion of this. This is a bigger one. Hold on. Let me find. I had it up there earlier. Fucking ads. By the way, YouTube's war on YouTube's war basically on ad blocker is bad. This is the stream where he talked about it. So this is the one here, right? This is where he threw Dev underneath the bus. But again, there's Ace. There's a bunch of other people here. Dev is a habitual traitor, inadvertently attacks his friends publicly in an attempt over disagreements interpretation. Like, this has been him for a while. I mean, it's the strange part is, like, the only time he has basically
See, he's backstabbed basically Sargon to a degree. He hasn't done it to basically Arch yet. And then basically, like, yeah, this has been a mess for a while. While this has been devolving for, I'd pretty much say more in a while, but to be fair, um, see right here is when Dev is in Archcast and Arch is silent. I know it's because Dev is burying himself. This is a thing, right? It's basically, if you go back, it's not like something we have said. It's like here, it's just that realm of V was literally pissed about it. And he has the right to be. V was part of the. Okay. Swear to God, Lotus Eaters. Look, this is why you don't spam 4 videos a fucking day. But they do. Yeah. So V only just found out from a Twitter exchange. Basically. And he was kind of making fun of him or going over the war in Ukraine. So this is Dev gets told by somebody in his Discord. This is from another stream that he did. Where he gets informed by somebody they've been treating him like shit. And this is around the time the D&D thing was. Which, you just blow it up. You'll see it. See, V did not know Dev was pissed off about it. He didn't say anything about it. Cats. Dev is basically like, here. This is his Discord people who come and find out. Well, let's play a second. Well, this is more interesting because this is him in his own words. So basically, V finds out where Dev plays victim a lot. Get V. So this goes back to actually where you see, like, in the original, right, is basically this is banter in the side where it's like banter into the side of of what was D&D, where Dev would purposely throw like a pipe bomb wrench into stuff, and he would basically talk politics, or he would do this a lot, and then through osmosis or combining of stuff, basically do this. Like, he sounds genuinely hurt. He sounds genuinely hurt for 5 minutes. But you have to understand, Dev's crash is beyond a long time coming. Like, this has been him for the longest time. And it's probably why, to be fair, collaborations on YouTube with campaigns or like stuff don't really work in long term. Like, you kind of can have stuff, but everyone either grows apart or they grow together. You either grow together or you grow apart. But you all eventually break up. It doesn't change that fact. And it's been that way. He challenges himself that he basically will say, Dev has this monotone thing and he always deletes these streams, so you never see it or find it. And this was the one was from 3 days ago. And it's like, why won't you be friends with him? And unfortunately,
Yellow. Sorry about that. Lots of stuff going on.
yes, I was just going over background and the closed captions. So I pointed to the Aiden video, the Uzulu. Like, basically, oh, this is a meme, by the way, where someone did.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, I did.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yes.
The troll, the spoon, Pippa, wizard.
I don't
like
know who the other ones are. I
Aiden.
don't know who the one with the face is. One's Uzulu. I don't know the one with the beard.
Is that Sargon? Oh, you mean the wizard?
No, that's Uzulu.
The one with the beard is, well, there's Sargon, and on the left is V.
Unless that's Wes.
That's V's troll.
Huh?
The one on the left. You
Oh,
said
the
with
one's
the beard.
V's troll, right?
Yeah, but there's three with a beard.
Spoon. Because
Spoon.
I remember there is something that happened on, like, before Archcast. Dev was late, and Arch talked to Spoon for a little bit. Dev didn't even come up.
Because that's the thing. Like, that's the thing with.
And
Spoon
then he wouldn't even come on, and people were like, "Why don't you come on since Spoon's there, Dev?"
Come on, mega retard.
He didn't do it. He
Of
wasn't.
course he wouldn't.
He will not talk to Spoon.
I'm sorry. It just reminded me of something where Lilith wouldn't come on, and it reminded me of something where Dev was being asked by his chat why he did a stream with Lilith, and he was going, "Hey guys, I'm dragging her more to the center. She's going to be center right when I'm done with her."
I mean,
Fuck
I'll
you.
have to dig it up because there's this guy. So after the whole Corey Kopatora thing,
Mhm.
like
Like the
even
insane
the most
spurg that was.
outline stuff is he heard about the. So you saw the V clip where he talked about V was talking about this.
Yeah, where
Someone
Dev
from his
victim-
Discord said, "You're being railroaded. Those aren't friends."
Yeah,
Like, but it's something Dev has seeded himself.
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Is that the word? Where Dev wants to believe this, so he's going out. I mean, and finding people that will tell him this, because like as V said, we told you not to talk politics, and he won't shut the fuck about politics. Would you expect to happen?
What did
You
you
know?
expect to happen?
And that's why I say he's either retarded, malicious, or he's just a bad faith actor, or has some kind of medical condition.
But you don't
'Cause-
say he's bad faith, I guess. But...
No, I'll say I think he's just bad faith at this point because he
Well,
continuously
and that's the whole
engages
thing. He
in what you would
is,
consider bad faith.
like, legitly bad faith. Like,
Well, you
Because-
get banned from his chat for saying that. Fucking God.
I don't think new people get grace. Like, he knows who I am to a degree.
Really? I mean, I feel like he knows who I am because we've actually spoken, but it's
He knows you've spoken face to face or to him on Discord.
not mainly just like a lot of Twitter comments back and forth.
So he knows who I am because in the chat, I won't like poke him too much. I'll ask him about it because I'll accept he's a classical liberal. I don't do the dog pile thing. Oh, he's a communist, whatever else.
I mean, I always did
But
that
I
with
call
shit
him a
posts,
but
but it's like at this
but
point,
you know why we call him. Most people don't understand why we call him the state bootlicker.
I mean, it's like all his friends are fascists. The meme was like all his friends are fascists, and he's the communist, you know. But at this point, it's like, yeah, you seem to side with the state on literally fucking everything.
Oh yeah, no.
Real interesting.
Arch has made this statement of Dev doesn't know what to say because the government hasn't made his position yet.
but versus
He said that to Dev's face too. And because the FBI, he literally said, Dev is the same person who said he cannot be guilty because the fact that, what was it? He cannot be guilty. Biden could not be guilty of holding classified documents in the garage because he was too old.
You know, it's your stream, so I'm not going to start sending death threats. All I'm going to say is that V had. I don't know which one's better, V saying or Archer saying? Because V saying was that Dev doesn't have an opinion yet because Destiny hasn't made a video on it.
Well, we've said that for a while because he was moving so like during the Obama years,
Mhm.
he moved so far to the left, it was bad. That's
Well,
when
the
he
thing
started
is-
moving towards the accepted position was to expect basically transsexuals and other people.
Because like for me,
That was a big thing.
for me, the thing is, I never followed his online. I never followed his Twitter shit or stuff. Which is why I've been.
If you look at his Twitter, it reads awful.
It's because like his Twitter's just pure like seething shit.
Oh no, go look at him. Like he argues with Artemis. Like there's a reason him and Artemis go back and forth.
Like before you told me that because I always thought they were frenemies by the way they acted in chat. But it's like I look on Twitter, it's like holy fucking shit, you people.
Who?
Artemis and Dev. But then you look on Twitter, it's like holy fucking shit, you just.
They're
only treat Dev.
frenemies. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I don't know about
To
that
be
one.
fair, there's a reason we call Artemis is ex like military, got out, but the joke is he's a glowy, but
Well, aren't they all?
but he basically works in the tech sector. But what can you say for a man who literally he gets paid? Officially, he does computer work for the government, data centers. He gets paid like
Oh, come on. So he seems.
he
No, I'm
gets
not gonna make
paid
that
three
joke.
figures basically.
I was gonna say, so he has seen.
He gets paid easily three figures. So he doesn't flinch. So when someone says like mention to him a computer build, here's just a good streamer computer for like $6,000 or $7,000. It's like, yeah, not many people can afford that. He basically can dispose and build of a computer like toilet paper.
My man Dev really picked the worst position.
Like, that is literally a man. That's Artemis. Like, Artemis's personal computer. He's like, yeah, it was like a big streaming system. I'm like, the meme of the Dr. Disrespect, the $8,000, $10,000 computer, streaming computer.
Actually, I haven't actually seen that.
Like, I would have to go back and like basically Asmogon. Let me see here a second. So Asmogon, right? He basically, I keep a lot of this archived in case anything ever happens. Because there's a lot of people who talk about him. Like Ace 1918, that's how I know Cole or one of them hates, like, Cole that's in Romeo's Discord.
Yeah.
You know how I know he watches Ace?
Oh, well, how do you know? I won't dispose of that knowledge.
He despises Dev. I asked him, I go, here's how I go, is your opinion of Dev like, so here what I'm going to bring up here, right, is Dev comes on here. I wish you could hear the audio. It is that basically this is what he did. He wanted to talk about the whole thing, and this is literally Dev saying, I went down the rabbit hole with you. Right, this was around the Corey Kopator thing. It was right here. And this is him saying the Eastman memo is bad. And the elector, and this is him like convincing. He'll take the smallest bit of evidence and then basically do stuff and derail the conversation. And then he ends this where whatever. And then he goes, this is where he was talking about the side scroller one.
I can't hear it. Is that me? Or is
You
that
can't. It's not like, I'll have to download it and do it one day. But the side scroller thing, right? I have to send it to you. Like, this is how we know of him. And was a SpongeBob meme, right? When he said the concern. Dev downplayed it first on the Corey Kopator thing. And then people accused him and go, why did you basically just go through the guy, Corey Kopator? He said, how could he not be a hero or a good person?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Because he said Putin was better than Hillary Clinton.
He made a meme. He made a boomer meme. Yeah, that's what I was going with that when we talked last time, where he was like constantly trying to triple down. This is the thing. He constantly tries to triple down, double down, or whatever on like these gay retarded.
So he dug down this, and then he made Asmongon, who's not a political streamer, go down this rabbit hole with that been proven shit with Trump tried to steal the election and was going to use the Eastman memo to do
Well,
it.
as I've learned from Ace, Dev has no problems with people stealing elections. So what's going on
Oh,
here?
but no, he has no issues with the state doing it. And then,
Fucking boo.
and this is where he goes. Basically, he leaves, and I wish you just hear it. It's like the most deviest intro. Like, he basically said bad opinions stream downstream, and like he'll do the central. He goes, yeah, and he says he's not wrong. He
When
goes,
is it?
he's basically goes, damned if I do, damned if I don't. People are gonna believe what they want, and then he ends it like he ends it right here where he says, okay, completely wrong. I wasn't. He goes, basically, I wasn't completely wrong. See.
And that's another thing he likes to do. I wasn't completely wrong. Well, you're a retard.
He goes, well, thank you for coming on, and was completely wrong. Of course not. This is literally what he says. And he goes, did Trump steal the election? Basically, he goes, well, I was not completely wrong. And then he ends it where he hangs up and he goes, he gets called a fat Redditor. Yeah, this is what he does to others when he wants to correct them.
I mean, like pointing out that's like that Aiden tweet is like the perfect example of the worst. Not even the worst, just how Dev interacts. He will make a statement.
I would have to log into one of my Twitter accounts to
not even
show
like
the
you know
Twitter
what
account just to show the Aiden.
Can't you like
exchange.
show the just like what I sent you, like the screenshot where he's like where he's like ironically enough, the Kirsch falsely claims about me that I allowed harassment against her to be organized under the nose. That sort of thing did happen years ago, and people like Aiden and her associates
You can't
preach
read
bloody murder.
tweets though. So here, right?
To clarify, when I said people like Aiden and her associates, the word "like" was meaning you're not as smart as you think you are. Like he immediately backtracks. He tries to implicate.
So,
people.
and that's why they started like because he tried to get him onto a stream.
Mm-hmm.
She did, and Dev, she just blocked him. And some stuff you can read without having a login, like he basically right.
Yep.
But without reading it, it's a horrible chain, like of stuff where he
forever spiraling. Oh, that makes sense why he's going after Kirsch again, because Kirsch did well, she made a meme about the guy who died recently, which goes against her take about the Trump thing, I guess. But it kind of just goes to how like obsessive Dev is, to where like he sits on the sideline just waiting for people to mess up so he can post some shit. I mean, that's it. That's how we got into this mess in the first place. He just sits on the sideline just watching for anything to happen, but he's like an idiot, so he doesn't. He never scores right, like the Corey Kopovich thing, where he thought, well, like for those who don't know, he kept like tripling down on his take about.
Well, it was the Destiny take. Destiny said he wasn't a hero.
Yeah, but the thing is, like because Destiny's take. And that's why I don't enter Kita server anymore, because of that one person. But Destiny did the take and copy and pasted Kirsch, and then like blatantly with the intention just like harass her. Like that's not even he made the clip and just did an angry emoji. It's like, I know what you're trying to do here. You're not smart. And then Dev posted an even more clipped out of context clip of Kirsch. And then from there he kept doubling, tripling,
and he wonders
down.
why Kirsch just literally hates him.
No, you don't get it. He offered to unmod the mod who was doing the harassment. Don't you know? Even though that person is really close, it's like saying I'm not my. What value is unmodding a mod who is your best friend?
I mean,
What does that
who is
change?
who is your best friend?
It was Dragon Fat Deposits. He offered Kirsch that he would he
Yeah.
offered Kirsch that he would on Modta, but it's like this is it's like this is an action that doesn't mean anything that you're just going to use in the future to go against, because he has done nothing up even now but defend Dragon Fat Deposits actions, and it like I said, it's an action that doesn't mean anything. He's still really good friends with them. They're still
That
his mod.
man. Here's a funny thing about Dev. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Dev being a chaser and being misogynist. I'm not gonna say it's me. Oh
Mhm.
no. They got the they got the Sam Hyde is someone I log into my Twitter. Breaking news, the CEO shooter is Sam Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh no.
It's Amnia Hydra. Isn't he?
I want you to
Wasn't he the ghost of Kiev? What's he doing it?
I'm gonna send you this. It's my Twitter timeline's not cursed, but it's
Dude,
bad.
you don't know my Twitter. I'm so thankful you don't.
Yours has to be more cursed.
The amount of shit I say. on
Have you
Twitter.
ever seen Dave Blood?
Oh, yep. That's the I can't say the M word. That's the fat noir.
He was the rapper who was rapping on the couch.
What, you think he's gonna stand and rap? You seen that physique? Peak Melf.
I gotta admit, though, this is either that must be a really good picture of Keanu Reeves looking like he does. Hard to believe Keanu Reeves is now like what 60,
And he doesn't look a day past like 30 or some crap. That guy doesn't age.
and so here's another one. Colombian hitwoman known as the Doll reportedly arrested for several murders, including her ex-boyfriend.
Well, I'm gonna have to log off and take my shower.
Yes,
Actually, let's finish this story. Columbia Hitwoman. What's going on here? Sounded interesting.
I don't know. Oh no, I'm gonna have to like. No, but here, like, apparently, right? I need to find the thing by Aiden. That's why I logged in over here to see it. But
Well, I mean, specifically just like that tweet where he tries to implicate Aiden,
I
and then
just gotta,
Aiden
like-
responds, and then he just backs off. It's like, yeah, that's why everyone thinks you're like a bad faith retard. You keep playing these stupid games where you just imply, like with the Corey with the fireman stuff. It's like you spend 2 weeks spiraling trying to like shit on this fire.
there's literally like 90 posts on this particular post. Like, it's a bunch of people. Here's like one BW King. Does this decision no longer extend to the farms? I like what her response was. This was a day before her own stream.
Mhm.
And it's like, he basically talks to the farms himself.
Yeah, live rent free.
By the way, what does the Dick Show still have to do with this?
The Dick Show, basically, they don't. Josh used to be friends with them, and then they dumped him for DG Bro.
This is
And-
how much this thread devolves.
So I'm from.
Here's the funny thing, King of Manlets. Dev should really consider getting Canadian health care.
He should at this point.
The main program. Sorry.
And like I said, I need to get going. I'll be back.
I don't know when you're back. It's going to be interesting because there's a lot of threads, and I have to cut
Too
it
many.
down.
He is just
Like, this is just. It's. Let me leave it here. It's like, this is a rabbit hole. Like, this has been bad. Like, this is just the boiling over.
Before I leave, I'm gonna post this, and you can
Sure.
show it and scream. It depends what you think.
That's what it
Later.
is. That's cruel. That is cruel. I'll have to dive into this further, but damn, this is so bad. Like, here. Like, this is the tip of the iceberg, though. Like, this whole dev, it's gonna be weird. Like, God, this guy is the source of so much stuff. What is it? Christmas Day. He'll have to go get drunk or something later on. He might appear later. And I'm gonna go out as well for a little bit. Honestly, I've been doing both that and farming a lot more in Diablo 4. But the dev situation, if it sounds like a thing, like it's drama that writes itself. So, again, as I say, it's insane. So he has to go to a Christmas party. Seems that time of year, and I don't know. I'm probably going to go out and I'll do a gaming stream this afternoon, but it's insane. Like, dev's drama. Like, this is why I want him and TJ to talk to each other. Like, it's... I want to say there's no corner of the internet he hasn't touched. Either with his presence. So, it's so weird as well, and it's just what the fallout's going to be, because even some of the stuff that I have just heard, it's not good at all. It's worse than even the thing. You just got to think. It's something you have to put to paper, because a lot of the stuff, and you interconnect it back, basically. But anyways, take a slight break, and I will catch people later. Oh yeah, and basically, I'm not even into the whole point who Dev surrounds himself with. He surrounds himself with pure degenerates. Actual degenerates. But anyways, I should I'm going to go out for a little bit to be back later. Even though I think my connection in Diablo 4 is great right now. But I actually have a decent ping for once. I should do farming. Who knows? But anyways, I'll be back later. Catch people then.